What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Let me get in touch with my guest, Billy. Of course, today, which I was supposed to talk about last week, was the music side of things. We covered the week before our words powerful as they seem today, as we use them today. And today, we're talking about the music side of things. Let me call my home. Big brother Billy. Let me put this what's up, Coy, man? Put this link out here for my big brother. Let me chat. Let me see if Billy is on Instagram. Instagram. Let me see. What's going on, Johnny Snow? That man got a mean AK collection. If you want to go check out a collection, go check out I Am Johnny Snow. He has a badass AK collection. Oh, never mind. I was just about to get with him, but he on here already. I ain't even have to toe tag him.
Yeah.
I know.
What's up, young fella?
Man, I can't complain.
You could. Ain't nobody gonna listen though.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's how it is.
What's
going on with you,
brother?
Everything cool, man. Easy breezy weekend. Weather was nice.
It's pretty nice today out here in Detroit compared to the snow the other day, but you know.
Yep. Nah, for us today, I think we was at 70. Yesterday was like 65. Okay. Something like that. This week coming up, 85 all the way through.
Oh man, that sounds good. We supposed to get snow Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday again. So
yeah.
That's for you though.
Nothing to do with that, boy. Corey, what up? What up, Corey? Carbon Q. Mel, what up?
Sister? Everybody hit that like button when you come in. Man, guess who I just seen pop up? Johnny Snow, one of the boys.
Johnny Snow in the building.
One of the ones with the baddest AK collection. I would vote him for the baddest AK collection, boy. He got some AK.
Yeah. Somebody else got a dope AK collection. I think it's Ace from BK.
Oh, okay. I'm about to check him out then. I ain't know he had a nice AK collection.
I think I could be hella wrong, but I think so.
What's going on, Devil Row? What's going on, Armel? I ain't see you at first. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, man. Dev, Rose, Zach Price, what's crack-a-lacking? Oh man, I hope anybody. I don't know how I did not go to the range this entire weekend, and it was like the best weekend to do it. I just couldn't get out the house to do it. I had all these videos planned, just never happened.
Oh, okay. No, I don't want that. How the hell I lose connection?
Skilly, you want to say hello?
Oh.
Hold on, bro. I don't know what they. Start camera.
What? You good?
Yeah. Okay, there we go. My damn camera lost itself for a minute. Okay. This technology boy trying to figure it out or something else.
If y'all don't mind, Alex wants to say hi to his wifey boo. Go ahead. She's in there.
Come on.
Go ahead, Alex. Hi, Carbon Q.
Hi, Skilly and Carbon Q and everybody.
What's going on?
I'm about to join the comments and stuff.
Are you jumping in the chat room?
Alex, you know you family. Come on in and join them.
Junior chat room going in the making right there.
That's what's up. What's going on, Zach? Fat guy with guns. My brother, another brother.
Yeah, man. You get to the range this weekend?
Man, nah, I didn't get to it. I end up having to work and then trying to, catch up with my boy. So that the range is far from my mind right now.
I dig it.
Situation squared away with him. So
good. And everything is up and up.
Yeah. So he did football practice today. So we took him to football practice. He looked like he wanted to get back into it. Well, he was into it this year with his middle school team, but they didn't really develop him like I wanted them to. So this new program that he's going to, he started today. they're actually getting him active running routes and actually developing him. So we feel good about him going and develop a lot more with this particular program. So I'm feeling
That's
good.
dope. Yeah, man. I tell you, I can't wait until his soccer practice starts up. That's the only time he's doing everything right because he don't want to mess up going to practice.
Yeah, that's the same thing with him. He actually maintained A's and B's throughout the school year when he's playing ball. So I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you want to play then. As long as you keep them grades up, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. But man, I tell you a quick story. Everybody that deals with it is all volunteers. So the coaches and all that, the referees, everything. So we had probably the better of like 15 either practices or games all combined, whatever. And the coach, after the second one, he stopped showing up. So when the games pop up, we're like, yo, what do we do? Like all the parents are sitting on the sideline. So finally, after like the second time it happened, I said, I'm gonna go out there. I don't know nothing. Yo, last time I played soccer was on Nintendo in like 1987. And so I get out there, I'm running. We did well. We did real good because I was pushing the kids, you know what I'm saying? So, but I was being fair and all that, whatever. So come to the last game where the association is giving out trophies and stuff to the kids and to, you know, whoever was involved. And, you know, homeboy had the nerve to show up.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. I said, man, get this guy out of here. All the parents was like, don't give him anything. Yeah,
but that's right. That's what I did with him when he played baseball 2 summers in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And he had good coaches. And one of the coaches ended up being an officer for the county that I'm in, which was cool. No, that's basketball. So my son did baseball, basketball. He did soccer. Now he's into the football thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was doing baseball, I would be on the field helping the coach during practice, and then on games I would be out there kind of manning them to go through the bases. So it's been fun to me. I love being a father. It's been real fun.
Yeah. Yo, you know the bad thing is, like, I'm dumb competitive. So I be out there with them kids like they adults. I'm like, get your ass up. Yep. I be yelling, screaming. Lucky I don't let no bad words slip out.
Yeah, it's fun though. I definitely been enjoying mine for sure. You know,
I
enjoy him doing his thing. I don't think I did when I was younger with soccer. I did do soccer in middle school. My middle school teacher ended up saying I was real good, but I never pursued it. It was just something I did. And I did band when I was in middle school. So that was my activity really towards middle school time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, basketball was all I did personally when I was in school. And I mean, we played basketball nonstop though. We played school, got out of there, went on the block, played there, went to the what do you call that? They used to open up the schools at nighttime, each different school every day of the week, open gym. And we used to go in there and tear it up. It just nonstop basketball throughout my youth. I wish I could still play. I think I can.
Silverback, what's going on? Who else done popped in here that I ain't talked to?
Zach, that one up there is that's the infraction. Let me see if you can catch it. That's the infraction, and right above that is the typhon.
Oh, he's talking about them cars. Like, I thought he was talking about the guns.
Yeah,
the actual car.
Yeah, them cars, boy. You see them? They big, as big as a gun. That's a full size. That's a 16. That AR is a 16-inch AR, and that car almost as big as that damn rifle.
Yeah, they the ones that I do is probably about the size as my, if not just about as long as my dang on strike bar. The ones I put together.
Yep. They fun though, boy. Something else to get you going. Something else to entertain you. Us grown ass people trying to regain our childhood.
Right.
Yep. Silverback, what up? Zach.
What's up?
That A-Rex video, boy. First of all, you have me looking at all kinds of A-Rexes now. Them jokes. Oh man, I seen one with the stainless with the wood grip. Ridiculous. That thing is pretty. And not a lot of people mess with the A-Rex, even though like the A-Rex Delta had popped out, and I don't see them often, but they're dope. I wouldn't say comparable to Canic itself, but I can see them growing. I can definitely see them within the next 5 years coming up.
Well, y'all already know about my guests. We didn't go over the little typical questions. We gonna go ahead and get into this music thing, which I was supposed to do last week. I kind of got into making sure the family was good first, so it kind of spilled into my time. So Billy, I called him. He agreed to come on back in, and we're gonna chop it up this week about music. What's up? My bad, y'all. My son, come here. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. All right. No, he just compression pants he got for football. Mention that. So what's going on? 239 tactical. My bad. I messed up your tactical.
239 tactical. He won a light pod yesterday. I think if that's right. Tell me if that's right or not. Black Poindexter. What up? What up?
Man, Black Poindexter, man, he be getting them all, man.
I hate. If this one person make me throw my phone to the ground, boy, I swear. He gonna casually like, oh yeah, I hit the lottery like 2 times last week.
After winning a gun.
Damn. He right. He right with the world, boy.
Oh man.
You never win.
What's going on, regular gun guy? That's my cousin, y'all. My big head cousin. He in here. Yeah, Black Poindexter.
Oh man.
That's my mentor, man. One of the very smart people, man, in this game for sure.
Yeah, RGG got a good topic. Hopefully, everybody saw the thumbnail that he put out a little while ago. But that's going to be a good conversation later. I don't want to spill the beans if you didn't.
All right, I'm gonna have to look at it once I get off here. But we're gonna get into the music. So I will be throwing out the link every once in a while if anybody want to join us and get into it if you want to. But me and Billy was kind of talking about how music, a lot of people don't realize how powerful music is, or you might be in one mood and you might hear something, then your whole mood or your attitude might change. And that's very true with a lot of things that's going on today, especially with these young folks. They listen to a lot of rap and they don't realize once you do what they say in that rap song or whatnot, you got consequences that you got to pay after you do what you do. Do what you do after you do that particular type of music. A lot of one music I love, and I'm gonna give you a song, and it's by Snoop Dogg and Tupac. Two of the most wanted. Oh, I used to love that song. That was one of my rowdy songs.
Yeah. And honestly, there's a song I used to tickle around the gym a little bit. So I wasn't trying to get swole, but just to keep fit because my job kept me sitting all day. So so I don't know why on repeat I would put Certified Gangsta, and that, man, I'd be throwing them weights around like I was Hulk Hogan. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I used to hit the gym too with me and my buddy. So that's Two of the Most Wanted was my favorite one to work out to.
Yeah,
sure.
And it manipulates your mind. It really, really does something to your mind. The type of music that you're hearing at the moment, it's almost like drugs. It has influence sometimes that you're not even prepared for. It brings strength and courage or stupidity straight out of you just by hearing a damn song.
Yeah. That's a lot. And once you get older and as you develop and as you get your family, then you kind of understand a lot of that. But when you're your teens and your early 20s, you think it's nothing. I'm just listening to some music. And you might be listening to it. You might get out the car and somebody might just look at one of you guys. And then you like, what the hell you looking at? So now you done got the mindset of that song that you don't listen to before you jumped out the car. Now somebody just maybe look at your girl, just take a glance over your way. Now you ready to fight. You ready to run.
Yep. Because you pumped up, you amped up, you was gangsters, whoever sang that song.
Right.
You know?
But that's a song, you know.
Yeah.
That's a song. That's not
And
reality.
you know, it's I mean, it plays on all of your emotions. Sometime, and I don't want to get lovey-dovey on nobody, but sometimes you hear something, and then all of a sudden you dancing around your lady in the kitchen, and you talking to her all nice and sweet. Sometimes you be ready to damn break up. You start playing some breakup shit. Y'all know what it is. You start playing some of the worst shit.
What's up, Rob?
Like,
What's up, Patrick? Go ahead. I'm just
yeah, man. Patrick, what up? What up? Rob Turner, what's crack-a-lacking? But yo,
everybody
it messes
hit that like button when you come in, please. It'll be a nice help for me. But go ahead, man. I ain't mean to interrupt you.
But yeah, no, it's just hugely influential, and we don't give it as much credit as the power that it gives you at the time, you know, in whatever the scenario situation. And sometimes it's a good, amazing strength, get you through things, and sometimes it'll put you through something.
I'll put you in certain situations that you normally would not be in, or react. I don't want to say certain, but react. You know, a certain way.
Yeah, so it's dangerous. The music that you hear is dangerous, and I think the topic for today, the main part that we're going to dig into is how dangerous can it be, and with what we expose ourselves to and what we let our children listen to. You know, some things are out of our control, but some things are very much under our control. And I think the biggest thing is start paying attention to what they're trying to listen to and give them an alternative, you know, or sometimes it's, as parents, a lot of us are young parents, so we're still listening to what they're listening to anyway. But you got to know the power.
What he said, sound is powerful. Black Point, that's I do agree. Sound is very powerful. Jovan, what's going on? Well, I do agree with this one. This is a nice one by Jovan. Music, smooth as the salvage beast. It depends on what you're listening to. When you say smooth as salvage beast.
Yeah.
You know, you keep. Yeah. I know. In my car, I keep it on 92.3. I'm not really. I'm not into rap. What I used to be into rap. You know, I used to go buy the Ice Cubes. I used to go buy all that junk. It's not junk, but I went to go buy all that music. But I done kind of slowed myself down a lot, especially with having children. That certain things I don't like listening to around them, so I just don't listen to it at all a lot of times. So I keep my station on 92.3, which is smooth jazz and smooth R&B. What I'm listening to a lot.
You know, it's something funny, and I get yelled at all the time for this. If I'm playing a song on YouTube and there's a curse coming up and my son is in the car, my wife's sitting in the car with me, and that curse comes up, I turn the volume down real quick, and she'll smack my hand and be like, hey, listen, if you got to turn the volume down on it, and what if he likes the song and he goes back and plays it by himself? You can't do that then. She said, just don't play the song. And sometimes it'd be hard for me to let go. Like, yo, I like this song. And
Glock Boy wanted to ask, is it any musicians in the chat? I just wanted to put that out there. Anybody say me or I in the chat if you are. I'm not a musician. I did play the baritone when I was in middle school, but that was the closest thing I got to music as far as playing. 2A in LA, what's going on, brother?
2A, what's crack-a-lacking? Gun snob territory.
I mean, you know what? I really don't want to pick on rap because there is some good rap. And I'll tell you somebody that I love that I've been listening to since I was able to, be able to listen to rap. Jadakiss. I love Jadakiss because of his wordplay, and he's not always talking about killing. He has a variety of things. Like the one song I can't remember he did with Mariah Carey, which was a good song. His last album, I believe. The Kiss of Death or something, I think was his last album, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember right now. I think it was The Kiss of Death.
Armel, let me ask you a question though. If you go out, hang out, couple friends, couple drinks, and a song come on that's kind of like amped up, like Crunked in the Club or something like that, don't that shit get you almost edgy to do something out of character from time to time? And I know you can control it and all, you know, we all grown men, but you know, I think that if nightclubs played relaxing music like hookah lounges, I've never heard nobody get in a fight in a hookah lounge. But them damn nightclubs bring out them bangers, and all of a sudden, your mind is under like control. You know.
Somebody said hip hop saved their life. Hip hop rap can say. I think that was Armel. Did he say that? Yeah, music said okay. Well, yeah, some music can have saved people's lives. Don't get it twisted. I mean, I'm not saying that it's all negative, but a lot of these teens, and before you hit 30 as a male, you start to develop a little bit better than you was when you was a teenager or in your 20s. So that development, like now, I'll be 40 in 2 more years, so I'm 30. I'm telling my age, but when I was teens and 20s, yeah, rap was my main source of music. I will say that. But as I've grown and this is gonna go back to wordplay, a lot of these young guys that's rapping is a be this, be that. I can't stand listening to that be or that mother. I can't. It irritates my soul with all that cuss. You rap without doing all that cuss, so that's why a lot of times I'm really not into the rap no more, because everything is a mother this, a be that, shoot this, or a kill that, and it gets tiresome, especially with a son and you know a daughter, you know. But my son especially, because I don't want him to think that when you have a problem, the first thing you do is pick up some to handle your business. But that's just me personally. I'm not anybody or saying anybody is wrong in what their music choice is, but that's just me now as I get older. How the words that they choose to use, it irritates my soul now as I get older and my kids get older. So I try not to play, especially with them. I try not to play a lot of rap around them. I'll tell you somebody that I like with her. She does a lot of cussing. Iggy Azalea. Her first album, her last album was real good, but she had a lot of cussing in it. So a lot of that I can't play around my kids. But when I'm in the house, every once in a while I throw them something like Iggy Azalea, somebody like that. But for the most part, 80% of the time, if you're in my car, it's gonna be on 92.3. I'm listening to some type of art.
So let me get to a simple point, and I know we're at a certain age where we're not going to hear everything new. We're not going to be too well versed on, you know, anything probably within the last 5 years or so, at least me, maybe 15 for me. But when, let me see, 1989, I think everybody was around then. 1989, Bensonhurst. Riots, Yusef Hawkins was killed. Howard Beach riots. #1 song on the stations.
Armel, I'm gonna drop the link for you, brother. I'm so sorry. I was backed up with the comment, so I'm gonna drop this link for you. I just seen your comment. So if anybody want to come in, my bad, Billy, for interrupting you. But anybody want to come in, y'all can. But I'm gonna let Billy finish his thing. But yeah, if you want to come in, the link is pinned down in the comment section. Well, go ahead. My bad.
So during all that time, all that political rise, all that interest in the news, #1 songs in hip hop on the radio: Self-Destruction and Fight the Power. Music was intertwined with life, with politics, with news, with education. Music was intertwined. And if you fast forward, Sean Bell got shot during his wedding time, and Sean Bell gets shot. What's the top song on the radio? #1 song on the radio was "Lollipop" from Lil Wayne. Fast forward now to Minnesota, and all that stuff going on. #1 song on the radio, Savage by Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay.
So if you see the trend of what it was back then and how music educated, music kept you up to date on politics, music gave you feeling, and as it slowly drips down into nowadays, music doesn't coincide much with what's going on in our lives. And I really, really miss to be able to turn on a song and feel power.
I think what happened, we grew up, Billy.
And we didn't I don't think we
grew
taught
up,
as
Billy,
we grew.
and we don't relate to what they're talking about right now. And that's all I think that was.
Yeah.
We don't relate to a lot of stuff that the kids are going through. Like we did like something like that or something similar, but the things that they're talking about or the way they speak, we don't really relate to. So the music that they listen to, we don't really relate to it. You know what I mean? Like in our day, like I say, like hip hop like saved my life. Like where I grew up at, you probably when I grew up in Brooklyn, it was like surrounded by death. You know what I mean? And every time you walk around, but I know most of the killers didn't even listen to it. They was the older dudes. They was listening to that old school crap. But there's Cold Stone Killers. And what I say with hip hop was I was like, oh, you listen to I had my little skinny radio. I ain't have a boombox yet. And back then you could catch the train when you was young, when you like 9, 10 years old. You could catch the train, go into the city, you go to hip hop spots or whatever. And just getting on a train, like hearing about something on BLS or Kiss, was like, oh, there's an event at a park in Harlem or Central Park or something like that. Or even I was going out to Long Island. I was 11, 12 years old. They were doing something, out in Queens at the little park that I can't remember the name of that big park in Queens, or for farmers over there. They would have jams out there, and I would just get on the train, Long Island Railroad, whatever I need to get on. I was a kid. I packed some bags at the supermarket just to get away from. There was hip hop led me somewhere away from the death and destruction. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then as it changed with the flashy gold chains and the real gangster shit, and they went around the world. I would see Run DMC and Kane and them in Europe on tour on MTV Raps and all of that shit. I was like, damn, that's dope. I wanted to leave, and I didn't have like a exit plan to get out. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like good in school or nothing like that. I didn't play no sports. I wasn't allowed to play sports. So I went into the military. It was an exit out, but hip hop led the way to that, just because it led as a window outside of what I was seeing every day. You see what I'm saying? Even then it was violent, and the more crazy it was, the more NWA and Ice-T, and the more that grimy ass Nas stuff back in the 90s, that early 90s, like grimy. The more I was attracted to it. So, but when I sit as an adult now, 48 years old, listening to the same stuff, I still listen to it, but it's not so literal anymore.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I still love it, but it has a different sense and it still fills my soul, and it just feels so good. But now I'm listening to it as a more taking it as a more scholastic approach to it, or it sounds better now, now that and some of the words was just like poetic. But then today I'm listening, I don't understand it because maybe, they're not really talking about nothing. There's no lyrics, there's no content. They just cussing, It's fine if you curse and you just put something to it to make to make it flow and to make it mean something, but endless nonsense. I don't really relate to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really relate to it. So just rock to the beat. And maybe I'm missing something, so I don't judge. Like, say for instance, what's that daggone boy name? The weed smoking dude. Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa, yeah.
I thought when that like 5-10 years ago, I thought that was the most nonsense I ever heard. I turn it on today, thinking now, clear mind, adult, that shit is dope. Like, I was like, wow, he's not really even talking about what it appears to him talking about. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about like some real grown up life, but the way it's packaged for to be easily digested to the consumer.
Right.
But if you really listen to it, if it's a true hip hop artist, it's something deeper than that.
Deeper
you know what I mean? It's deeper than that. You know, it's not the simple stuff. The outer layer is like an onion. The outer layer is what it is. Right. You know what I mean? And it's just for some stupid ass to consume. Even Trick Daddy, like back, early 2000s. That shit was deep. Like, I'm listening to it now. I'm like, God damn. It's just like, wow, dudes, like, really, it was layers to it. But the simple layer is like, I'm a thug and stupidness. You know what I mean? It's like,
and movies are kind of
that's gonna be an outside layer.
Yeah, the movies are kind of like
maybe when our kids are listening to it or we hearing it, you know what I mean, right now, maybe we just hearing the outer layer, you know what I mean? And maybe I know my uncles and stuff, they was on the streets and stuff, and I listened to rap, and they was some old school, Al Green. They rob somebody Al Green butt naked on the street, don't even give a fuck. And Motown, Smokey Robinson. Yo, you know what they shit was back in the day? Rick James. When motherfucking Rick James come on, shit was about to go down. That's when the guns was coming from underneath the mattresses.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
But the movies are kind of like the same as well. I do agree, Coy. And the question that you propose is
but here's the thing: music gets a leeway. I'm sorry, movies get a leeway because movies are seen more as entertainment than music. Music is almost more of a lifestyle statement. We expect
music is entertainment as well.
It is, but your expectations from the musicians, like how bad was it for Rick Ross when everybody found out that he was a PO or a security?
It wasn't hard because his music was dope.
Yeah, you would think,
but it was all over the world. It was all over the world that he ain't really about it what he say. But if a movie, if Will Smith is in a movie fighting aliens and he really don't do that in real life.
But who really is? It's just entertainment. Who really is? Because I know gangsters that rap and they're probably really good gangsters, but that's not their focus on getting a rap deal. They don't even care about that shit.
Think about this. All these rappers going around. I think last year was like a real hype for this. They'd get this little machine and check the diamonds on their jewelry. Remember how that was? Everybody was doing that. Check their diamonds. Check. That's the same ordeal. Like, this ain't real. You ain't real, or you ain't really making it the way you making it look like it. But see, that's where the thing is the actors get that leeway. The movies get that leeway because we know it's just for entertainment. But we have certain expectations of musicians, especially in hip hop, that
even
we're
back
like,
in the day,
if you ain't real, you ain't right.
Those Long Island dudes back in the day, right? Eric B. and Rakim, those boys in Queens. Those boys hung out with real live killers, like real live gangsters. Not like shit they need to make movies about. I'm talking about not like this shoot 'em up thing that they doing down south in Georgia. These guys was real live killers that these guys was rolling with at every show, every show.
Let me tell you a quick little history, and this is a family history, believe it or not.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie, yeah, same thing. Another Long Island cat too. So there's a dude named Alvin Toney. Alvin Toney is my aunt's family on her marriage side, and Alvin Toney used to do bodyguard for EPMD, and he got himself wrapped up in the music industry, et cetera, et cetera. He knew Eric B. Eric B. was putting out an album for WBLS, and Eric called Alvin and said, "Yo, I'm coming out to Long Island. I need some people to put this album together, some rappers or whatever." So he said, "All right, cool, come out. I'm out in Wyandanch." Meets him out there. Says, "Yo, I know this dude. His name is Freddie Fox. Dopest rapper I know." Cool. Set up a meeting. Meets up with Freddie Fox. And he said, "I'd like to sign you for it." And Freddie Fox says, "Nah, I got a group. I can't mess with, I'm not leaving my group for y'all." All right, cool. So Alvin Toney does, "All right, I got one more person I could call real quick. The dude name is Kid Wizard. He's nice." So calls up Kid Wizard. get him in the living room or whatever, start rapping for him. Mind you, Kid Wizard is Rakim. Rakim was supposed to be on Eric B's compilation album. That's how Eric B and Rakim had started back in was this 85?
86.
Yeah, 86. So all that, but yeah. Speaking of, either way, being around real gangsters and all that, Rakim, that was my aunt's family that was putting them on.
Eric B was around those like real life killers. Mike Tyson is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Murphy. But did that influence their art or influence their music? You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock. And then the lighter comedy, Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Mm-hmm.
Those dudes, like the people that were in their entourage, was like moving kilos through South Manhattan, like it was the West Side, like it was like candy.
Mm-hmm.
But that was in their crew. Those was real life people, but it's light comedy. Did that affect how people feel about them? It's how they carried it. They didn't glorify it. It was just in their crew. Those who knew.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like, it's not just rap music. America has an infatuation with the bad guy.
That's true.
It's not rap music. It's in country music. I got friends in low places, and that's just supposed to mean something. It's America in general. It's just an infatuation with the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? And the good guys, right, for real, are not winning.
No.
Regardless of the positive influence, it's probably because, they don't got the stomach to stand up, or there ain't enough of them, or the ones that claim to be good guys ain't really that good.
And that's the same thing with women. And I was watching this.
So it's not the music. If it's the role model that's in front of you, you should be. The music should have no real effect on it.
It should. It shouldn't. But that's why I kind of got.
It's not enough positive. It's not enough positive energy to outweigh the negativity. Regardless of the negativity, that's just part of life. That's the only. Like my nephews grew up in the suburbs, and my son, they never really even seen that shit, but they're infatuated with it because it sounds whatever it is, different or exciting, and they're like 15, 16. It sounds exciting to them, but they don't relate to that, like for real.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't relate to it like real, because it's just an infatuation with something, the unknown, or something exciting. And that's human nature, and America capitalizing off of the shit over and over and over again. It's just like if it's not the violence, it's the sex. They make one thing taboo, or they, sexualize women in one way, certain way, just for one side to oppose it, and the other side to support it. You know what I mean? It's just America's infatuated with shit that they really don't even need to be worried about. You know what I mean? If they don't want the fucking violence on the street or the music to reflect the violence on the street, they need to figure out what to do about the violence on the street and stop locking people up and figure out how to prevent the shit instead of targeting the music. They just use the music to make a target of it. And the music is just reflecting what's going on.
And the reason why I did this one in particular is because the effect that it's having on the young people. Yeah. Ketchup, mustard and barbecue sauce.
Put cheese on mine?
Cheese, just Swiss.
And chili too.
Yeah, don't put a whole lot though, but yeah. Yeah, mustard and
the music just a reflection of what's going on. Ain't nothing going on in these kids' life right now. So they ain't talking about shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's really the thing. I think the opportunity for things are going on so big now that the opportunity for them to grab it and run with it is bigger than it was when we were younger. There is so much politics, so much news. Oh my God. We never had revolt like this. We never had protests like this. We never had the opportunity to correlate in that fashion. Social media didn't exist. Now, believe me, during the marches and every part of the last few years, people did it almost sometimes just to be on social media with it. So it's
I think part of
bigger
that was COVID.
than it ever was.
I think part of it was COVID. People got absorbed more into social media over the past that COVID time when they're sitting on their ass and working from home. I didn't have that opportunity.
Yeah, I stayed working. So I wasn't able to work.
Yeah, so I think
I think the opportunity is more huger because social media is so much bigger. So your reach is so much further than you didn't have to wait until, you know, when did Rap City come on, or what time did Yo MTV Raps come on? You didn't have to wait until the weekend or 4 o'clock in the afternoon to know what's going on. So it was constantly in our face. So for the opportunity for artists to actually hone in and grab that and utilize it for, I don't want to say good, because not saying what they're not doing is good, but or what they're doing is good, but there was so much more meat to eat off of that if you were in, you know,
you played the same song for a couple of months before, you know.
Like and yo, there was a couple.
That's all you had.
Yeah.
That's all you had at that time until something else come out. Wait for the album to come out. Yeah. Now it's instantaneous.
Yeah, you can jump on social media and put a snippet of the song.
That's another thing with that is, regardless of how much, you know, information is put out there, right? And how much the amount of information a person can absorb is limited, right? That means, you know, and I'm probably one of them too. I probably consume too much daggone information, but it can be controlled. It's like, I know for a fact that I could have been more influential in my son's life to block out some of that. You know what I mean? And more than, not saying that I wasn't, but I'm saying more. So it didn't have so much influence. Or listen to the songs with him. It's like, word, you heard that, and I didn't even want to hear that crap. Chief Keef, what? Throw that garbage down the road. You know what I mean? I couldn't listen to, like, he was listening to the drill. My son, 22, he's listening to drill music forever. Like, when it fell off the boat out of Chicago or something, and he listened to it, I was like, this shit is garbage. I was like, this is, but I could have sat there and had a dialogue with him about it and have him thinking about what I'm saying in relation to that, but instead I condemned it before I even got into it, instead of me creating even a dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
And the bad part is we are what our parents were and what their parents were to them. Yeah, I know 2A in LA had said that earlier, but that's what it is. And
we old, bro.
Yeah, each generation we gonna think that shit you listening to now is horrible, terrible, not valuable, just trash.
Right.
It is what it is.
I was listening to Chief Keef the other day. I was like, this is all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to control. My youngest is 10, and I'm still. He was listening to Michael Jackson today. That's it. He wasn't listening to none of this. I didn't
listen to Michael Jackson. Seriously, I didn't listen to Michael Jackson. I didn't really like it other than the radio play because I was in a hardcore hip hop growing up. You know, I really didn't listen. I was just like, Michael Jackson stole the street style and took it. You know what I mean? He stole the dance moves. He stole. He was a swagger jacket. That's kind of like what I called it. You know what I mean? He took the culture of the streets and took it somewhere and made it something else. And that's what I thought. But I never ever listened to it. Lately, that shit was
ridiculous.
Lately, ridiculous, genius. Like, it was bigger than the streets.
Think about it. Than what I one of his biggest songs was Billie Jean. That was about paternity, bro. Yeah. A song about paternity?
Yo. Way deep. Way deep. Way deep. I just thought it was just break dancing, you know, the Billie Jean. You know, I didn't.
Yo, that was the glitter, man. That was the glitter.
It was the glitter. I was watching the glitter and I wasn't liking it. You know what I mean?
Homeboy had it going, boy.
You like Smile? You know that Michael Jackson song, Smile?
Yes.
That shit tear me up, yo. Deep. That shit is like playing over. That shit play every night in this house. Just smile before you. Just like the going to bed routine.
There's they don't really care about us. That song. Oh, my son be laughing at
even
all day.
The black and white, like crazy.
Yep. So people that's what I'm talking about. Our music hasn't grabbed back the political side of life. You know,
But
Michael
maybe
Jackson
we didn't listen
every
to it that
album.
much yet.
Thank you, son. That was another
Like,
one.
See how you
yeah,
have to go back.
They don't
to
care
Michael,
about
like I
us.
had to go back to Michael Jackson. I didn't get Michael Jackson when it came out. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
We full of
So maybe
subliminals.
the music that they're listening to now, maybe I'll get it later, but not right now. Like
Not right
Kendrick
now.
Lamar, I didn't get
right
Kendrick Lamar to how long he been out. I haven't got him to probably recently.
Yeah.
But
I didn't get it. I was like, he got the award, the big poetic award. I was like, for what? He got, but he's not that good. You know what I mean? I never got it. Now I get it. I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah. He's definitely a brilliant one.
His work is
Ray
brilliant.
Official, what up?
Layers to it. But when I first hear it, I didn't get it. And what
That was a powerful song
yet?
too. They Don't Care About Us by Michael Jackson. That was a good one too.
Dope. Dope.
And that was a very political song right there.
Yo, Hot Tub in the
Very,
chat.
very edgy.
I ain't seen Hot Tub yet.
I need Hot Tub in here. Because Fife is better than Andre 3000.
Oh, thank you.
Fife crushed Andre 3000. Got to get Hot Tub in there.
You gonna get a fight started now. All right.
Yeah, that I just had to tell that because Fife did something that nobody, I blew my mind when he said it. You know what I mean? He said he busted a nut on the couch. Now he got Seaman furniture.
Seaman furniture.
Killed it. Words for days, man. Fife is the best, man. Tribe Called Quest, best rap group ever.
Yo, did you know I'm watching? I'm not watching, but my wife is watching Ozark. Yeah. And they use in that series, they use a lot of 90s hip hop. A lot. Yeah. Sure enough, they had Can I Kick It in one of the episodes. I was in there like, what? I don't even want to watch the show, but I heard that. I was like, whoa, I haven't heard that in a minute.
I watched that show. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna say this. I do try to limit my kids from certain music that does a lot of cussing. Now I can't protect them from all of it. Now, when they go over their grandparents' house, my sister-in-law listens to a lot of ratchet stuff. So they do get both sides, but mainly when they're home, I don't like all the cussing, so I don't choose to play it. Yeah, but they do get both sides.
So the thing is, Skilly, right? Does preventing somebody, not allowing somebody to do something, is that really protecting them?
Not really. It's just something I don't listen to. Now I will. If something come on and it's rap and they got a little cussing in it, I might, go on, keep it on because it's something I like. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't care for all the cussing, so I don't.
Because I know it's like,
my car. So
I know my aunt, she was into the church real good, and I had to go over her house, and you couldn't play your little boom box or your little rap music, and they wasn't even really cursing in rap back then. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to go over her house no more.
Oh well,
go over there after school sometime. I ain't go.
Somebody said Hot Tub is
just because I couldn't listen to what I wanted to listen to.
Hot Tub. I'm gonna throw.
I'll stay outside. Hot Tub in there.
What's the name? Just said he is. Coy say he is. So I'm gonna throw this link out for him.
I think Corey was saying Hot Tub not here.
Oh, he not okay.
I think that's what he meant to say. I think so.
Oh, yeah,
cool.
yeah. Hot
Corey,
Tub
jump in on it.
Boy. Hot Tub got to be representing South, boy.
Yeah.
We got to have.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Outkast. I'm a fan of Andre 3000. I'm a fan of Outkast still the same.
We got the West Coast
Gangsta
on BP.
Zach,
what's up?
Man, already.
I'm serious, man. I'm always serious. I'm always serious.
How's everybody doing?
What up, baller?
Yeah, that NWA thing blew my mind. That was dope when it came out. And with that's the first time I really heard back-to-back cussing. Like nobody first like them boys came out.
So I'm so happy, Poindexter, that you clicked in because, and I'm not throwing shots, but you have a few generations to music generations that overlap, in your life.
Right.
Did you go through the same thing?
Yeah, that's the thing that's so beautiful. I was talking to my son about this yesterday. How I got to see Motown, how I got to see, Marvin Gaye and, come out and what's going on. Then I got to see the birth of rap and that hip hop come up. I got to see all of that and was involved in some of that and got, new people who were in that. So, I love it. That music all along. It's good music all the way up in there, and the cursing, I listen to music with cursing. My son does. I don't try to limit him. Luckily, or not luckily, but just naturally, he kind of evolved his own sense of taste. And it's like, he loves the Kendricks. He loves Nip. He loves Mos Def. He's literally said music today is not as good as music back in the day. And he has a few rappers he listens to now, but he, just naturally, I didn't try to censor anything. I didn't try to, hold anything back from him, expose them to all that. So, they're going to find their way. Good music is good music.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can't try to limit them. Just give them your thoughts and opinions, because he asked me, what do you think
the positive influence from inside the household and the environment overcomes any negative, any external thing.
Yeah,
overcomes.
I think that helps direct it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
I agree with that.
So I don't think blocking someone from listening to it, me not going to my aunt's house, not listening, or not listening to rap music didn't make me turn to Jesus.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what it made me do? It made me walk out of the street and see what the gods was talking about. You know what I mean? That's what it made me do. So
you're trying to get that
if
forbidden
anything,
fruit.
that censorship pushed me away from what they were trying to get me to do.
Yeah.
So
my son is 9, and I listen to some of the new stuff because my daughter's 25. So she said, "Dad, you gotta listen to it. You gotta give it a shot." So I give it a shot. But I think it's my responsibility. I think it has nothing to do with me being an old head or being whatever. If you spitting some bullshit, I'm supposed to tell you.
You got to call that shit out.
If it's not positive, I'm supposed to tell you. If I'm listening to something from the 90s and it sounds a certain way, I'm supposed to tell. I tell my son. Now I don't block him from listening to profanity. I have my own reasons for that because I don't ever want anybody to walk up on him and be like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?" and just So I've seen people have somebody walk up on them and use profanity and it just freezes them.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my own different reasons for that. But I think a lot of times I don't think it has anything to do with us being old because I can listen to something that's new and I'm like, "Yo, this kid he's saying something." Even if I don't like his flow, if I think the beat is janky, anything like that, I'm sitting there and I'm gonna listen to him. I'm like, "Yeah, all right, he's saying something." But if you're talking about you smoked this op, you did that, you did this, I understand that's their environment, but it's not positive. My son, he's not gonna even grow up in the environment that I grew up in. He's a real suburban kid.
Right.
I mean, he growing up in Centerville, the mean streets of Centerville. Ain't no means in these streets. So it's about being able to basically listen to take what you're listening to. It's got nothing to do with us being old. I don't believe it does because we know good music. We know musicianship. People playing actual guitars and playing drums and horns and things like that. And when you hear a beat that's good, all right, that's cool. But if a guy is saying something that is not going to be productive for anybody, you gotta let your kid know. It ain't about being old. I don't agree with that. I don't think that just because we old we can't critique it. And our parents, some of the stuff they were listening to, it's because of the generation that they're from.
Yeah,
it's changing.
And then another thing is like YouTube, right? Even in our two-way community, like for real. And I was having a long conversation about that. In the generation that we're in, you know what I mean? Especially with the brothers coming through on YouTube, a lot of these guys coming home from a damn war. You know what I mean? So a lot of the common sense stuff that pre-war era that, was taught, especially in firearm classes, that shit went down the drain when all these tactical fools came back. And now we're just like, shoot them up every fucking body. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of bad information to go, but because I know gun ownership should literally be, and it's fraying away from emotional intelligence. Being prepared to shoot, knowing what the hell you shoot, just like somebody got shot accidentally by shooting in a car. It's just getting crazy. Locked and loaded, shoot everything, and it's in you. This is what they're teaching. You go to concealed weapon classes. I walked past one time at the range. He's like, "Yeah, get ready." It's just like, what the fuck? My mother's going to war or something. You know what I mean? I'm lost. I'm lost. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
They trying to get my mother ready to fight the fucking Taliban.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no, stop this. Even when you over there, you can't do no shit like that. But that nonsense is getting pushed out into the two-way community. The same way the rap music is. The same way the naked whatever is, black consciousness, whatever this voodoo mess that's going on. All this bad information, and it's like there's not enough people to counter it.
And that's the problem, because like a guy comes home from somewhere, he been over in the sand somewhere, he been fighting. That's what he know. He you know, his mom may be a little something. He trying to teach people something. But the problem is that the loudest voices are always the ones who are saying the wrong thing. People who are supposed to say the right thing, for some reason, they just will shut the fuck up. They won't say anything. I hate that. It's like
it's too many. It's too much of that, Zach.
Right. If you know what you're doing is a righteous cause, you're supposed to be the loudest person in the room, the loudest person in the discussion, not the quietest. And that's the problem. The issue is the guy who's giving the bad information is always the loudest guy in the room. And then when you're a good guy giving the right information, you got to be meek and mild. You can't get loud. Hell no. I need to be as loud as this clown over here, because if not, you ain't going to hear me.
It's the same in the music. It's the same in the music. The fools are the dumbest fools are getting pushed.
Right.
The quiet guy is normally just sitting in the background, just listening to the bullshit, man. That's
he's pushing that shit. It's the same thing.
We know,
and there's not enough good guys saying, and the good guy don't have to be the dude on the radio or the dude rapping, battling him. The good guy is in the house next to these kids.
Right.
The uncles, the brothers, the cousins. And them niggas ain't saying nothing. Excuse my language.
Why Charles Henry said you gotta say hot tub name in the mirror 3 times for him to show up?
Hot tub Tony.
Hey, give me a second. I'm gonna push you in a minute, but I'm definitely gonna put you in here because I definitely hear your.
Hot tub, the voice of the South, boy.
No, he's the voice of the South. Okay, well, come back in if I come on. Hot tub.
Skilly got that High Point StreamYard.
Yes, sir.
How much is that shit, man?
No, I'm gonna end up upgrading. I think to upgrade is like $10. I'm gonna upgrade.
$10
what?
like that.
$10 a month.
You better roll that shit into your ring plan.
Right.
What's up, What's up, Ace of Brooklyn?
That's the thing too. It's up to us. I mean, we have kids, we have sons. It's up to us to be what it is, or try to be what it is that we think a responsible man is. They need to see you doing this. I mean, and a lot of times that don't mean it's always gonna work. It doesn't. Because you got a lot of people. Some you do have some kids that are just knuckleheads, and they're not gonna learn until something happened to them or something kick them in the ass.
It costs for real. The battle that shit. It really costs. And then it's not easy to win. Like, say, for instance, like these kids are influenced by like the fast car, and I'm influenced by it. You know what I mean? Everybody like nice stuff. You feel me?
Yeah,
everybody like nice stuff.
So you picture
you know, when they getting this fast money, and they able to get things, the battle that I'm facing is still win because I'm still here. You know what I mean? And I grew up with dudes that get it. Even to this day, they locked up. But mine's last longer. I always have. You know what I'm saying? But people see that, and then it's like, oh, but you have to you got to go to school. Oh yeah. Oh, you got to. They not willing to pay for what it takes. They prefer the easier, stress-free. But to me, you know what I mean. When I look at it, it's easy. My life is easy because I don't have to worry about stuff like
you know that police. You know that now. You know that.
I knew that then. I always knew that certain stuff I didn't have to worry about.
Looking over my shoulder, see if they're gonna
looking over my shoulder, and in exchange, I have the same stuff that they have.
Yeah, but it just took us longer. It might have took you a little longer.
My problem was my problem was even hanging out or being in that environment with people that I grew up with or living a lifestyle like they live, even though I wasn't doing what they were doing. But it drew unnecessary attention to me. Yeah, you know, even dressing the way I was dressing.
You'd be lying if you said it wasn't attractive, because it is. Like I'm saying, I ain't never been in the street.
It was natural process.
Right, but I'm from there. That's the guys who I hung out with. That's who I used to. And you be watching them like, yo, man, like, damn, I want to do that.
They were who I know I was, but I'm not.
I knew if I did get into that, my father was going to kick my ass.
Yo, and that's the thing. A lot of kids don't have somebody to impress. You know? If you got somebody to impress,
he wish he would have went my way. You know, but he didn't know any other way, and I didn't know any other way. It's just that you know, I was like, I'm gonna try this military thing to see how this works.
Armel, let me ask you a question though.
What's up?
Your parents are both at home?
My parents is kind of like strange. My father was a street dude. My uncles, my father, they're street dudes. So my father was in and out of the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? My house. Listen to what I'm telling you. My house was that house on the block.
Oh no, hey.
You understand what I'm saying?
I get that.
That house.
BP, I got him, BP.
You see what I'm saying? So this is you know how people grow you to be. I wasn't allowed to play sports. I was told how to get it. Otherwise, right. This is how you. That was my house. My mother had guns. Everybody had guns. This is how it was. So I didn't want that for myself. Right, but it was all right for me. You know what you stare your kids away for?
What's up, QB?
I was scared. I was stirred to it.
Wow. Yeah. That's different. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
but I didn't want that for myself.
Right. That's the good thing. You have a direct example of what you didn't want. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times us parents be spending time giving examples of the shit that kids are not exposed to. Like if I say, oh, you want to end up being like him or him, it's all fantasy because the person don't exist. But you had that person that you did not want to be like right in front of your face. So that's a dope. Not saying that's a good thing, but it's a good thing that you had that example to be like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and go in the military and get it that way.
Now, say for instance, right? This is just say for instance, right? I remember like my ninth, I think it was like my 7th or 8th birthday. Fire and Ice was playing on the radio all the time. Rick James. Yo, my life is played by Rick James song because this is what my father played when shit go down. You know, it was just, so I remember Fire and Ice. My father had just came home. I ain't seen this dude in like 2 years. So it was like the best thing ever. We go out to Coney Island and we come home from Coney Island. And then all I see, I'm looking out the window. All I see is guys coming down the street. And then Rick James was playing. Rick James was playing. I see him come in a house or pop up the mattress. He has been home like one single day. Like not even 24 hours yet. We went to Coney Island and came home, and already the block is getting shot up. God. This is my life. I was like, and Rick James was playing. And I'm like,
they go to big homie. What's going on?
This is my life. I was like,
Hot Tub.
Hey, y'all do me a favor. Watch Hot Tub Tony's hands every time he speaks.
I just want to say one thing.
Hot Tub be like, listen.
I want to say one thing to Hot Tub.
I speak with my hands, bro.
One thing to Hot Tub. Hot Tub. Fife kills Andre 3000.
Hold on, my mama on the phone. Let me call you back. I'm gonna call y'all back.
Yeah, you don't want your mama to hear that. Hey man, you done lost your mind.
Yo, he took the flow. He took lyrics.
Been relevant since 1993.
Damn.
Yo, he brought the style to Atlanta. He brought lyrics to Atlanta. He brought them bars down there.
He brought nothing to Atlanta.
It's three people who brought the flow to Atlanta. It was Eric Sherman, Fife, and Too Short. That defined Atlanta whole style, boy.
How you gonna tell me and I'm here?
Because y'all wasn't rapping about nothing.
Bullshit. Who
was rapping before Eric Sherman landed in Atlanta?
Kilo Ali, Sammy Sam,
never heard of
man. Do I need to get go? Do I need
never
to
heard of
DJ Smart?
Never heard of
Yes, you had. You heard of Mr. Collard Park?
No, I ain't hear him.
Well, you heard his beats. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I heard his beats.
Okay, don't stop playing with me now.
Yo, but I ain't gonna front. Eric Sermon impacted Atlanta crazy.
It
wasn't just on hip hop.
No. Eric Sermon added to what was already here, because we had a Dallas Austin who was a multi-platinum producer prior to Eric Sermon coming down. We had Jermaine Dupri.
Hey,
multi-platinum producer before they came down. We had L.A. Snow, multi-platinum producers. If you know hip hop, you know these names. Okay, yeah. Going back to what Outkast brought to it, everything that you see in now in society, this is what Outkast, Good 'Em Up, the whole Dungeon family were rapping about in the early 90s.
You know what happened, man? You know what I give Atlanta credit for, right? They brought soul to the music. Their production was better than anything we had in the East Coast or West Coast. That's what the South brought.
Not only that, we brought lyricism to it too.
Yeah,
We brought our own.
y'all lyricists suspect. That's
so you telling me
Andre is all
are you
y'all
telling
got,
me that Goody Mob them weren't lyrical?
But I'm saying you said that
the
they
Goody Mob
Are you saying that Outkast wasn't lyrical?
Listen, they added their own thing from where y'all were from, but they didn't bring lyricism. Lyricism was already there. They just came and added from where y'all are from, how y'all spit. That's what that was.
So how has the music affected y'all down there?
In a negative way. Affected us.
In a negative way.
All rap music right now is centered directly from right here, Atlanta. All your major artists are right here from Atlanta.
So you take the credit for that music that's fucking up our kids.
No. We have a diverse group of artists that you don't hear about.
Now I'm just messing with you. Hot tub.
We got.
Hey, Romeo.
Hold on.
I'm about to bring you back on in a minute.
Every
1 second. I'm gonna bring Romeo back on.
Hey, for every little baby
what's going on, Tuckerberry?
What's going on,
that we got to sign high lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So,
can I remove myself?
Hey man, the South bit we've been had spitters, not just here in Atlanta, but all down south.
It was overlooked.
New Yorkers in general, y'all tend to overlook our artists. Y'all tend to discredit our artists. But
I know here it is.
Just as y'all far as y'all.
Even what's in Atlanta, Bug, what you got in Texas is different than what's in Atlanta, even in Mississippi and all that.
Hey, everything is different. It's its own.
Right, every region got their own sound.
Rap-A-Lot put the South on too. Yep. When Goody Mob was doing their thing. Because they would get our boys and was spitting lyrics, man.
No, Rap-A-Lot go back first. Rap-A-Lot actually go back further. Rap-A-Lot was the first out the South. Then you had 8 Ball, and you can't discredit 8 Ball and MJG. 3 6 Mafia. 3 6 Mafia right now are the most sampled producers in hip hop. That's facts. That can't be disputed. Their beats, their ad libs have been sampled more times over the years than any other producer.
They got that dope though.
Well, the rap music from the South.
So never discredit
that production is second to none.
The rap music from the South is so powerful because y'all know how to stick together.
Y'all know how to make music.
New York didn't do.
People from the South know how to make
everybody put everybody on.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this. It's a reason why it started in New York, but it's the reason why the South has had such a stranglehold over the music for so many years.
I'm gonna tell you why.
It's because hold on.
Let me make a point.
What we say resonates with everybody, not just one particular region. You know what I'm saying? What we do, we got you like your music chopped and screwed. You smoke a lot. I mean, you drink lean a lot. Hey man, Houston got you. Yep. Dallas got their own little sound going on down there. I like that Dallas sound.
Louisiana talking about popping pills.
Tennessee, people overlook Tennessee, but Tennessee got some of the hardest spitters right now. So it ain't just Atlanta. I say Outkast is the greatest group because that's what I believe. But
let me ask you a question though.
When I plant my flag, I plant my flag for the whole South.
Let me ask you a question. Is there any music, and be honest with me about this, please. Now, I'm not sticking up for New York, but is there any music that make you say, damn, I want to get to Atlanta. Damn, I want to get to Dallas.
Yeah.
There's mad music that made me say, yo, I want to experience Queens. I want to see what Harlem is about. You know what I'm saying?
When I think of, I'm going to give you an example. When I think of Dallas music, I say, damn, I want to hear some Yellow Beats. Damn, I want to hear some Mo 3. When I think of Tennessee, I want to hear some I want to hear old school Tennessee. But Young Dolph was my favorite artist out of Tennessee, out of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Out of Louisiana. I'm a big fan of Weezy. I like Weezy, but Weezy doesn't fell out.
Yeah.
And we gotta be honest about that. But it's spitters all around the South that may not break in y'all area. But you look past the Mason-Dixon line and going west, our artists do great.
You know what happened for real?
Can I say this? Can I say this too? This is one thing that everybody overlooked. Most of the people that spitting and got something to say, they're not getting no play. Y'all think about the way the music industry is set up now. They want kill, slap a beat, disrespecting women, degrading women, drug dealing. They want to glorify all the negative connotations of rap. They don't want to hear nothing about
get
nobody.
High, get drunk, all that.
They don't want to hear nobody that came from the projects but he sold records out his trunk like DJ Screw them and became multi-millionaire independent people and realized that, hey, we don't need no company to promote our own music. But Texas little genre, they sell their music Louisiana, Texas, and or Mississippi, and make more money than people that went worldwide through a distribution network.
One thing,
and they make their own money.
One thing we don't get the credit for is the South brought money into hip hop because your artist was not making money.
The South brought independence.
If you
independence for real,
they didn't have record companies, so they made their own.
No.
Yeah, even without the record companies, you couldn't make no money unless you was hitting the chitlin circuit because a lot of the artists that y'all big up now was on the chitlin circuit with the Ghetto Boys, with 8 Ball and MJ.
The Ghetto Boys don't get enough due though.
No, see, I'm old enough to remember all of those artists that y'all talking about, and they work in their own right, in their own time. But it's very few artists.
What was your favorite Ghetto Boy? You know that boy from Brooklyn, right?
Oh,
which one?
That boy from Brooklyn was your favorite Ghetto Boy.
He's talking about Bushwick.
Oh, you talking about Bushwick?
Bushwick. Bushwick was from New York, if I ain't mistaken, right?
Yeah, he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, Bushwick was from New York. Little boy.
But I'm gonna say this: Bushwick was not the member of the Ghetto Boys that people were coming to see and hear.
No, they were coming to see Scarface.
Scarface
was it? Yeah.
And Willie D.
Think about Scarface. You can't say Scarface without, the song Mr. Scarface alone.
Yeah, that was dope.
Let me and this ain't like I've been waiting for this moment to happen, but let me show y'all something. How much Scarface influenced me. And man, I'm embarrassed right now. I don't know if y'all can see that.
You got a smile for me, tattoo.
Hey, that's one of my favorite Scarface songs too.
Yeah, Scarface is the truth. I remember when I first seen him come to New York. You know who they came to New York with? Let me tell you how long ago this was. This was 89, right? DJ Quick, LA Dude. Crushed it. He brought he opened up the show it was his showcase out in Ballantyne's showroom out on like 14th Street in Manhattan. That was dope, yo.
To a certain extent, Total Glock. I'm reading the comment. To a certain extent, Total Glock Boy, but with most of these Southern artists, what you see, especially the underground artists and the ones that's coming up, they don't make a whole lot of money off shows. They're not making $100,000 a show.
No, they're not.
You know what I'm saying? So they created their own buzz. They created their own record company. Look at QC. QC right now is hands down. They got the biggest stable of artists in the industry. But what they do good and what they do to keep their artists happy is they do profit sharing with their artists. So their artists, a lot of their artists own their masters. A lot of or if they don't own their masters, they're in like a 60-40 split with the company. That's something your majors don't do.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So most of your major labels are trying to recruit down south artists, but it's hard to crack that market when, hey man, I can make my money here. I ain't got to leave the state of Georgia to make my money.
But seriously, do you need the record label these days?
No,
you don't.
Absolutely not.
So why everybody waiting for a deal now? Or why these companies are still controlling what we listening to?
Because that's what they're trying to. They're trying to create that generational wealth. The music don't make as much money as it used to.
No, hell no.
So they're seeing their profit margins decrease as you're seeing it. Since Master P was the one that really cracked the game on.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So since that time, what you'll see is you'll see an independent record label come up out of the South, and then you'll see them slowly get swallowed up into a Universal, slowly get swallowed up into a Sony because they throw that money out because they understand, these artists' catalogs gonna be worth something.
Right.
So we're not trying to get the artists no more. We're gonna just buy out the record label.
And but that's like if you notice.
So do you need a record label?
Jackson died, he bought the rights to the Beatles.
You need a record label, period.
You'd be surprised what Michael Jackson owned. Michael Jackson
y'all just don't know it.
Michael Jackson owned the rights to Eminem.
Well, that's what's happening now, though.
A lot of people don't know that.
All of the major labels, if you look, this is over the last couple weeks I've been watching that. Guys just been selling their catalog off like crazy. 200 million here, 400 million there, 5. I mean, and that's what's happening. The record labels understand that, and they got the cash, and that's why they're like, listen, what they try to do is take the artist out of the equation. If I can get a guy who's been making records for 50 years and I can get all his music, I don't need that clown no more. I can pay him $500 million and take his music and go I'm gonna make $1 billion off it. I'm gonna be making commercials, movies, all type of stuff.
Look what they did. Look what they did to Lil Wayne. They waited till Lil Wayne was in legal trouble, and they went
and made him buy his catalog. Made him sell his catalog.
Oh, we'll give you this. You got $1 billion catalog easily because it's not just Lil Wayne that was on. Lil Wayne owned a share of Drake and his Young Money.
Nicki?
Yes, he did.
Nicki too.
He owned Nicki outright. He owned a piece of Drake. Jay Prince owned the other end of Drake.
Hey, look,
Baby
Michael
just got
Jackson,
a little bit of that. So
Michael Jackson owned so many people catalogs, it was ridiculous, bro.
Michael Jackson
like
he gave people back. He gave Lil Richard his catalog back. He bought the company out and gave a lot of these older black artists their catalogs back.
That's what Jay-Z did for Lil Wayne.
Nope.
Jay-Z bought Lil Wayne's catalog for him.
That's who bought it.
Lil Wayne didn't have the money. Lil
Wayne didn't have the money.
Yeah, he didn't have the money at the time. Jay-Z bought it for him.
And that's what you should see more of is the larger artists. Okay, you got a big platform, your Drakes, your Jay-Z. Go back and start looking out for these artists who've been grinding for years and years that don't own their catalog.
Yeah.
And let their generational wealth build for these families, for our artists, for our people.
So if the music is playing, right? If the music is playing, this is my question. If the music is playing and more artists are becoming independent, right? Why are they putting out so much fucking garbage? Like that's affecting music so powerful.
Because the garbage.
You don't got the machine pushing it no more.
But yes, you do. Because think about it. They control distribution. That's it. It ain't the music. Yeah, you control your own music, but they control distribution. They control who hear it. They control what platform gonna play that music, man. I mean, it's a game, bro. When I tell you the game, every time somebody figure out how to get past, see, P killed it. When P did what he did, bro, they went and rewrote the rules. It's like YouTube. Every time you find a way to get over and get ahead, they find a way to suppress you. It's all about distribution. Because if you think about it, you need the company now. You don't need the company to make your music. You need the company to market your music and get it out there. Yeah, you can go around it for so long and you can hear one, like say for instance, I'm going to give an example, Zero. Zero can sell all his music in Texas and be a millionaire the rest of his life.
He
all
did.
his music just from Texas and he doing it.
He
but think
doing
about
it right
Zero
now.
had that touch to send it over to who buy the most hip hop? The Japanese, Londoners. Those people over there love hip hop harder than we do. I mean, they serious about it. So think if he could break into that market like Waka Flocka.
Why couldn't he?
Europe and tour.
Why couldn't he?
They doing it. A lot of artists are doing
it. Some of them are, but some of them are still looking for those big contracts though. But like Tackleberry was saying, I mean, Zero, Slim Thug still making a whole lot of money off of independent.
I mean, Zero is the coldest thing out of Texas.
So who's controlling the negative content?
He don't no Zero.
The A&Rs and the powers that be.
Controlling the negative content that's being put
out. Think about it, y'all. Y'all got to, for real, use your head.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
On the internet. I'm going to give you an example. There's certain things you can say on the internet for you don't blackball yourself. But, man, use your head. You're only allowed to do as much as someone allow you to do when they control everything. You only can do, and either you're going to play by their rules or you're going to be broke. Think about everybody who went, and it ain't no damn coincidence that all these people done died that had their own masters and had everything, all their stuff, and all of a sudden there's 7, 8 people that died in the last 2 years that own their own stuff. Or just
and they die shortly after they get their masters. That's not coincidence.
Come on, man.
That's not coincidence at all.
That ain't no coincidence, man. I'm serious. You got to just think. My son, both of my sons sell music. One of my sons in a contract. One of my sons is independent. Now my son, he ride around the Rolls Royces and all that stuff now. But my son that's independent, he don't want to get that money. But they're only going to allow him to get so much money. Because you're going to need that marketing, you're going to need that distribution. At the end of the day, you got to talk to Apple to distribute your music. You got to talk to Spotify. You got to talk to somebody.
And you got to look at it. The way that the artists make their money now is totally different. You don't have brick and mortar as the predominant form of distributing and selling your music anymore. You got Apple, Spotify, Pandora, all of these companies who only paying the artists 0.5% for every song they play.
So many pennies of a penny.
If they lucky, so
many
they're robbing the artists right now. Now, if you're an up and coming artist, you get 3-4 million spins off your song and you only getting a penny, a half a penny off of it, you doing pretty good. But that's not the major way of making money for most major artists now.
Yeah, but it's like you said,
real money.
You said like, what's the guy? You said the guy named Zero. He does good music. He could be a million. He could be a millionaire just selling to people there in Texas. So he controls what it is that he does. There are a lot of artists, but you want to know something? I bet you he puts in a lot of hard work too. There's some people who just ain't gonna do that. Yeah. They just want a contract. Let me just go and then they're gonna do whatever to get the bag. It needs to be more zeros.
But think about it. But if you don't know, think about half of the kids that's in the music industry now. They understand. They talk to somebody who been in this industry and get older. You'll be surprised, man. Like certain people to give them the rest for $100K, and you got to pay them $1 million back. And if you don't pay them $1 million back, you lose your residual.
Mm-hmm.
It's a loan. It looks like good money up front, but then after you pay production, you pay studio, you pay videos, you pay this, you pay that, you probably came out with $25,000 a year.
Yeah, but if I'm hungry and I need to eat, right now, today, not tomorrow, that's what I'm gonna do.
Hey,
they got to build their team up because they got one guy who rap. What's the other guy that make beats? The other guy do marketing. The other guy do. They don't do that no more. Need to be self-contained.
Yes, they do.
No, some of them do. Some of them do. Not all of them.
You got to have your own legal, your own lawyer, your own.
I'm just waiting on the moment.
You can hire your own marketing company.
3 6 Mafia, a perfect example of that. I don't know if y'all know who Willie Hutch is, and I'm gonna bring this because QB brought it up on Instagram. 3 6 Mafia samples a lot of Willie Hutch music. Willie Hutch, an artist out of the 70s, made that song "I Choose You."
Yeah.
Okay. Guess who owns his catalog now?
Hey Billy, I'll jump us on in a minute, brother. I'm trying to get them going. But Billy, I ain't forgot about us. I'm gonna let them do a little bit more, and then I'm gonna jump us in.
3 6 owns that catalog because they were sampling his music so much they just got tired of paying him off. So they said, let me just go and buy you out. So now when they make a sample, now it's to the point where the samples that they made in the late 80s, early 90s, Drake is used. A lot of your top artists are using those old samples, those old ad-libs. So they making all the money right now.
So I'm gonna tell you this, right? Let me ask this, right? When you listening to Juicy J, what that make you want to do?
Dance and do some drugs. And have a good damn time. You still want to snort around
Hey, what's up, y'all? Everybody good?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Y'all talk about one of my favorite subjects, man. And I heard my good partner Hot Tub Tony say something that I thought was incorrect, so I had to come in it.
Please correct.
He said artists ain't making no money these days, or the music business ain't making no money. The music industry is more lucrative now than it's ever been. And that's a fact. Like now in 2022. Now for artists, it could be iffy depending on the paperwork they got.
Right.
But in terms of the game making money, the money that streaming is doing, artists can charge more for performances now. If they get the right type of contract, you can make a stupid bag in this game if you know what you're doing. Now, that notion of not needing labels or why artists are signing the labels, y'all always right. You need a label. Most artists are coming out the hood struggling. And they don't got money to put behind themselves. It take a lot of money to move in this music business.
It do.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
It
and
do.
if you make the wrong move, you'll be broke.
Yeah, I mean,
they got to have a following. That's the thing. They got to have a large following to really start making money.
You need a bag.
You can't get a following without money. I mean, you could. From time to time, an artist get lucky and something go viral. Like they might drop something, it go on TikTok or it go viral on some social media platform, and then that gives the artist a break. And then oftentimes when artists do get that break, they're not ready because they don't know the business well enough. So they don't have a team in place to be able to take over, handle the market, and put them in the right position, set them up. So, you know, it's iffy, it's touchy, but you do need somebody behind you. Believe it or not, even artists that say they're independent are not independent.
So they got
There's always somebody there. Like if there's usually no artist that's doing it themselves. When people say an artist is independent, that just means that they're signed to an independent label. But there's still a label there. Right? And typically, it could be, that label can be somebody out the neighborhood. That label could be somebody that knew the business and just had money. It could be an ex-ball player, somebody that just got a bag, because it take a lot of money. If I'm in Chicago and I hear an artist from Dallas and he's coming across my radar, somebody paid for that. That don't happen organically.
Nah, yeah, it do. And like I said, I got two sons. And I know one thing. It costs some money. Man, it costs some money.
A whole lot, man. Yeah, you know, I've been doing this management thing for a long time. I don't talk about it on YouTube often, but that's what I really do. Like it's a deep, crazy business, man. It's a dirty game too.
Oh yeah,
it's worse than a dope game.
It is.
It's worse than a dope game.
Yeah, but you know what? There's so much more outlets, in my opinion. Now there's so many more outlets that they didn't have in music before. All these appearances, people getting paid $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to walk through a nightclub, to get on the microphone for 5 minutes and say hello.
Hold on, Billy. To avoid me to being on this panel, I'm swapping y'all in and out. So y'all got to be patient with me. It's like 80 y'all on the panel. I'm just kicking myself out so y'all can have the discussion. So
hey, I'm gonna step out, man. I'm gonna listen.
I'll go, man. I just wanted to say that. I'm gonna go. I got to get ready for the live later.
I'm go too, man. I just want to show some love, just that, man. Say what's up to you ugly people. You know what I'm talking about?
Ugly ass.
RGG, get out so you don't crash the Astro, man.
Peace out, bud. Peace out, RGG.
Yeah, man. I'm about
the window.
Hey, Zach, y'all take it easy, players.
All right, bro.
It's nice having this discussion, though. You know what I'm saying? But let y'all know the South is in the house, though. You know what I'm saying? We got
tell them, bud. South got something to say.
We got something to say. That's right, too.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you, my first introduction to the South was Master P. I was watching Channel 31 late at night. Anybody from New York know what that is? Video Music Box, some late edition.
Yep, Rob McDaniels and Crazy Sam.
The Ice Cream Man. That was my first introduction to that.
My first introduction was Mystical.
It was Ice Cream Man. When I heard that, I'm like, what is this? Would you want to know something? I loved it.
Yeah.
It was that whiny.
I tell you, my first introduction was Tennessee from Arrested Development.
Wow.
What's up, man?
We don't talk about them.
I'm sorry,
y'all. You don't like them?
We don't talk about them.
They was from down south?
They from Atlanta, but
they was from Atlanta.
Hey, official, you can jump back in if you want to, bro.
We don't talk about that.
One of my favorite groups, you know what I mean, from the 90s,
you can get back in. Let me drop this link.
Even though they were Tribe Called Quest clones, they were from Washington State. Diggable Planets.
I like Diggable
Planets was,
they was dope. Yeah. They was from Washington State. They was from like Seattle.
Well,
they had
all right, so Diggable Planets was kind of a rollout from Most Def and Talib Kweli. They rolled in that same circle.
They was before Most Def was from my block. but yeah.
I'm gonna interject something to you right quick to all y'all, and I'm gonna ask because I seem to be on the panel with mostly New Yorkers.
No, I'm from New Orleans.
Okay. With your exception is Skilly. All right.
Yeah.
So the South, and I'm gonna make a statement, then I'm gonna run it into a question.
Well, I'm originally from Little Rock, Arkansas, so naturally I'm a Southern boy. So go ahead.
I love Lionel Richie, man. I ain't ashamed to say
it.
But the South has always shown every region love. Now we don't get we shown love to New York artists. When New York artists were breaking into the industry before they can make big money doing big shows in arenas, they had to come down south and work this chitlin circuit. So we've always shown love to artists from everywhere. And I see it from the West Coast. They do a lot. You see a lot of West Coast artists down here. I see it from Chicago. See a lot of Chicago artists down here. But we never get the same thing from New Yorkers. Why is that?
Because
T.I. up there all the time. All
New Yorkers, and that's just how we are. We very tribal.
No, but you know what?
Even in terms of living in the city, we all from New York, but I got my borough. I rep my borough.
Segregated.
It's just how we are. It's like you don't give, if you're from the boroughs, you don't really give as much respect to cats from Long Island or people from upstate. But we all from the same state. It's just how New Yorkers are.
Let those Queens boys get off that train. They get blasted, they ass back to Queens. That shit it's like 5 different countries.
Right. But Tony, that's what it is.
It's 5 different countries.
Okay.
5 different tribes.
Okay, I got
We don't play that Queen. They said, "Who you coming around my way talking that Rakim shit?" you get blasted off the block. Big Daddy can't run shit, yo.
But
Rakim can't come out your mouth.
I'm gonna throw something to you. Now juxtapose that to how Southern artists move. We work with New Orleans. And New Orleans and Atlanta got a rivalry because of the football team, but that don't stop the music. That don't stop us from making money. We work with Texas artists. Hell, we'll go out to the West Coast and work with LA artists. But what y'all fail to realize, and I'm gonna tell y'all something that y'all not gonna want to hear. That's the reason why New Yorkers have fell off over the years.
But anybody who's in the industry, anybody who's in a real New York hip hop head knows that.
But in New York, though, for real, a lot of our artists don't get heard on the radio.
I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they won't do it. But you see,
New York got their own underground scene.
Like you see this thing that's happening now, where you see that Snoop and Diddy they're supposed to do something. The whole Death Row Bad Boy thing, they're trying to get together and do something. They should have done this stuff years ago. But it's because of the whole tribal thing. New Yorkers are just like that. That's why I said you can be in Brooklyn and I'm in Queens, and for some reason we don't like each other. We're all on the same damn island.
Right.
That's just how it is.
That's crazy, but that's crazy.
It's crazy, but that's the way it is. New York started that way. New York
y'all
started
got to get out that mind frame, because that's why the South. And that's I'm gonna say it again. That's why the South got a stranglehold over the.
And anybody who's honest understands that is the truth. When the guys from the South came along, you started seeing all these different guys. It was like you seemed like a guy could have like 6 albums in a month. That's how it would seem. Or some drop, and it was because they know how to stick together. They understood that we gonna make more money being together than fighting each other.
You know why that is? That goes back to, we take it back to Jim Crow, because when you're surrounded, you got enemies all around you. You have no choice but to rely on the people in your community, the people that's next to you. That mindset just translates.
That mindset gone.
That mindset is not gone.
It's gone in New York.
He's saying that mindset stuck around.
That mindset is still here.
They believe in, listen, we gonna get money, we can eat together.
Right.
And they do that way better than New York artists do. It's just the truth.
I think New York has the massive amount of competition within itself that we haven't even.
Yeah, we haven't even touched. Right. The best rappers in New York, y'all never even heard of.
But you know what? I got somebody was saying something about how the Southern artists stick together, but I mean now it's not working out that way, man. You see a lot of these young cats that's coming up in the game or whatever that's hating on each other, and that's why you see so many people dying. These young
ones don't.
So it's all about like you say, trying to get that bag. And when they sit there, if somebody else is hotter than them or somebody says something about their block or their crew or whatever, next thing you know,
jealousy. That's always
they got to turn it from jealousy to competition.
But that's not the artists killing each other.
No,
that's motherfuckers in the streets killing the artists.
Now there's some of the artists. Well, let me take that back. It's some of the crews that's hanging with the artists.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with you there.
Yeah,
and another thing, it's too much of the wrong money in the music industry. Like RGG said, it takes money to run this.
Money in
it, and that money need to get cleaned up and through the washing machine and back. And that music,
that's a lot of street.
Yeah, but I don't fault that either. I mean, you get a kid who you put in a situation who's talented. And like I said, he's hungry. He need to eat. He needs some clothes. He needs somewhere to live. Somebody come along, even if they're doing the wrong thing. And when you look at them, it could be your man from your hood. You know he like, yo, he a hood star. You know how he get his money. He like, listen, I'm gonna do this for you, and we're gonna get you out of here. I don't need you to be selling nothing or doing anything wrong, but I'm gonna help you with this.
Right.
What you gonna do? You're gonna look at him like, yeah, I need to eat. That's what you're gonna do. So it goes into a greater overarching problem than just because of that came from because disadvantages that we have because we're places that we're from.
But so I'm gonna say something. There should never have been a reason that y'all had a Tekashi 6ix9ine walking around saying I'm the king of New York, and nobody from New York.
He's from Texas.
No major artist from
He's
New
from
York
Texas.
Disputed that.
He's from Texas.
Because you gotta understand these newfangled cats ain't like the old.
Tekashi totally from Texas.
Well, where y'all old? Hold on. Where y'all older cats at? Because
they done got fat.
They in jail.
Now
that's what
ain't no older cats left, bro. And the other ones that fly that are gone. Look, Zach in Ohio, Billy in Atlanta. Yo, Once we got our money, we was gone.
That's wrong. That's the wrong mindset to have, Jim.
He said they should have never gave you niggas money.
Yeah, they gave us some money in the car. We was gone.
Yo, it's
taking no train
like,
no more.
You remember that scene? You remember
no
that scene?
bus.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. When he went to go see the brother, he said, "I heard you guys, the People's Revolutionary Army was the baddest." He said, "We took guns and we went to the government building and we went in there." And that day they were hiring. The brothers went in with guns. They came out with jobs. And that was the end of it.
We walked in there with guns and came out with jobs.
Right.
You know what New York did? New York did that same movie, the same scene where he says, "Yeah, put your mother on the phone. Yeah, I ain't coming back. Never."
Yo, hot tub. You know what I mean? You probably live like close to where you grew up at.
Relatively, yeah.
Okay, check this. I brought some people down here. They was amazed where I live at. It's like how you get here. They couldn't even relate. Like where the store at?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They couldn't even relate. Why is it so dark? Where the street lights? You know, this shit is like a Mars to them. You know, and would I trade that for this? When I got my money, I was gone.
But hold on.
I don't want no parts of that shit, yo. I seen the shit over the other side of the rainbow.
Because you're talking to somebody. I've been all around the world, bro.
Me too, bro.
And one thing I've always said was that when I was done from doing what I was doing, I was coming back here. I still own a house in Atlanta. My mama still stays in Atlanta. I may stay out in the suburbs myself, but we never gonna abandon our community. And I feel like, and I'm going with something. I feel like a lot of folks up north, y'all didn't see the value in what you had, because the same places y'all used to live in, some of them same brownstones y'all used to live in are multi-million dollar.
Yo, let me tell you about that. That shit got sold in the 80s.
Yep.
For like 30. My grandmother sold her house. My uncle burned the house down. This is what happened in my grandmother's house, right? My grandmother was retiring. You know what I mean? She was looking for a house down south. So she's going back down south to live. She left the house to these fools. They selling crack out of my grandmother's house. He cooking up the crack. He set the house on fire. You know what I mean? And fell asleep because he was high. Right? My grandmother came back. You know, she was leaving the house to them. You know what happened? She sold the house for $30,000. That same house is $5 million to this day.
Yep.
And that goes back to what
that was 1989.
That goes back to what I'm saying.
We don't own anything no more. So I don't have no reason to be there.
That's the difference in the mindset of down south and up north. And that's what I said all of that to go around the world to say that's what translates to the music. We
don't own, a lot of us from up there, we don't own what we have. Down there, you got grandma's house, or you got a little bit of a legacy.
It's different.
We didn't have, I didn't have that after my grandmother sold the house. We ain't had nothing. So you go to somebody else's apartment.
Everybody's not like, it's the reason why my father won't leave New York, no matter how much I tell him. He's 80 years old. I've been telling him to leave for the past 10 years. He won't. You know why? Because he owned a house. He grew up in the projects in Brooklyn. That's what he moved his family out to Queens, which was he considered to be the suburbs at the time. And he owns his house, and he's not going anywhere. So that mindset, it does exist there, but it's just there's different. Living in the city, it's not like living in the South, man.
Hold on. Now, I ain't gonna let you say it, because I live in the city. I'm from the city.
I'm talking about living
Atlanta
in New York
is not
City.
Queens.
No,
right.
There's a lot of opportunities in Atlanta. There's a lot of opportunity out there. I'm from New Orleans, and I tell you, I never go back to New Orleans because there's nothing there. Nothing as far as opportunities and money. There's no opportunities and money in New Orleans.
I went to New Orleans, man. I didn't know where the hell I was at the first time I went down there. I was like,
Atlanta
people live like this.
But do you know why Atlanta got more opportunities?
Because everybody left to go there.
No.
And created jobs. And
everybody left to go there because of the opportunity. We created those opportunities that everybody's eating off of right now. We didn't wait for anybody to give us opportunity. We didn't wait for anybody. Now, a lot of the wealth and prestige in Atlanta is based off the music. But them boys in the music business did not wait for the opportunity to be given to them. They said, we can't get no major record label. Y'all ain't trying to hear what we got to say. We're going to make our own. And that's what I'm trying to get across.
Atlanta artists stayed in Atlanta.
You got to do that. You got to create those opportunities in your own community. Yeah, it's cool to come down here, but we full right now.
Yeah. And then you have to
everybody move to Atlanta.
No bacon.
We full. You can't take no more because everybody's trying to do the same thing.
What New York is to the world is different than what Atlanta and Georgia is. Because when I go back home to New York City now, the New York that I once knew and once loved don't exist anymore.
Same thing with Atlanta.
It doesn't exist. But y'all handled it a total different way. Because the places that I knew all torn down. The people that I know don't live there anymore. It's like going to another country. I just straight up say it. It's totally different. It's not like that. And that's the thing. There's a different mindset coming from particularly that city than from any other city. That's what it is. It's different. It's the gateway to the world. It's the gateway to commerce. There's like a million different nationalities who actually run the city now. It ain't black folk and white people that run the city no more.
But how were they able to come in and take your city?
Because it wasn't like that.
It were different things. It wasn't
really like that. And it's happening in Atlanta and every other city.
They're trying it in Atlanta. You're right. They are. But
it's happening in Kentucky. It's happening in Louisville right now. I work for a company that has a specialized clientele, right? And we deal in real estate. You feel me? Cats in Louisville, Cincinnati's the next hotspot, Indianapolis. All we do is real estate investment. You understand what I'm saying? And we where they used to be, we find relocation things to move fucking people. Mm-hmm. So I work for the system that moves motherfuckers. Atlanta's
so you the problem, damn it.
Yeah, I'm part of the problem. I'm part of the problem. I'm part of the problem.
Yeah, put me on some of them investment opportunities in Cincinnati because I'm not far from there. Put me on.
But that goes back to what I was trying to
Cincinnati, Louisville, Lexington, Kentucky. Those are hot. Indianapolis. These are hot. I could show you some confidential information, but shit is real.
Think about something though, Armel. You took that same mindset. You took that same mindset from New York, and this is what a lot of New Yorkers are gonna do. No knock to y'all. If you're not like that, I'm not talking to you. But y'all brought that same mindset to everywhere else, and that's what the problem we have here in Atlanta right now is you got the people that's from here, the native Atlantans. We holding on, we holding strong. Yeah, we know these houses worth shit. They got $1 million house in the hood right now. Yeah, and I mean literally in the hood.
You can't say what something is worth.
Let
me just interject you. The value is not determined by what somebody else say it is. The value is determined by what you want it to be. Say for instance, right? This is dead shit. For instance, right? Louisville, Kentucky, right? I'm looking at a map of Louisville because this is what I do. I plan shit. I look at Louisville, Kentucky. You got shootings here, XYZ here. That shit don't have no fucking value to anybody who lived there. You know what I mean? Murder, death, kill, homicide, right? You know, as part of what I do for a living, murder, death, kill, homicide, that shit means to change. I'm about to get out of here in a minute. That shit means money. Bus route. Right. I need murder, death, kill, homicide, high eviction rate, high eviction court, and a good transportation route, public transportation route. Dump all the money here. Tear this down, this down, this down, this down. Build this, and this, and this. You see what I'm saying? So what you don't value, other people, what's your trash is going to make that motherfucking Brooklyn basement that never even left Brooklyn, that sent cats like Armel to your hood, it's going to make him millions.
Okay, but that don't make it right. Just because the money,
it ain't money. What's wrong about money, Hot Tub?
For me, I'm talking
what's wrong about money?
I'm talking about for me, and I'm talking about for my city.
Your city and the people who live there could take care of the shit better and give it its own value. But they don't. They neglect the shit.
Hey man, you got to have principle, man. Some things got to be bigger than money. Some things have to be bigger than money, and that's what you see now. We could easily sell my grandma's house.
On the opposite side of that,
and make we can sell my grandma's house right now.
On the opposite side of that,
and make $700,000 off it. We get offers every day, but you know what we don't do? We're not gonna sell it. We gonna.
This is the opposite side of it, right? If you don't sell and stuff is not moving, it doesn't gain value. It doesn't gain equity. So if shit is not moving in the neighborhood, the value doesn't increase. So you know how like back in the days how they, or even today, how they have like real estate redlining, like these houses across the tracks is worth more than the houses the same size on the other side of the track because nobody's buying, but people are buying these. So the lack of movement also depreciates the value. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, instead of you keeping your grandmother's house is fine, but somebody selling the house next door to your grandmother, y'all cats supposed to buy that. The whole thing is control the block and keep selling to each other to increase the value. So when you sell your house, like, damn, I'm getting old, sell your house to your daughter, your cousin, your nephew for a premium price, just enough. You see what I'm saying? Because no movement makes no money. Movement makes money.
That's why money is
it's kind of strange.
Money is for currency, because if it don't keep moving, it ain't making nothing.
It ain't making nothing.
But look what they did. I'm gonna give you an example. Auburn Avenue. Auburn Avenue should have been torn down years ago, but in the 80s, they saw, okay, how can we preserve this neighborhood? Well, Dr. King grew up here. Boom, we got we make his house a historic house. Yep. Now that whole district is his. You can't touch them homes. All you can do is remodel them back to their original condition. Because why? Because that's a historic district now. Everything up and down that street.
That's a little tricky thing too. And I love that shit too. The historic thing is nuances to it.
The same thing the same thing happening.
Don't believe nothing you hear. Black people get shit information late, bro. Nothing you hear or shit you can't do. Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Oh,
the
man,
historic shit is a gold mine.
Like a true capitalist, bro. Capitalism has no moral compass. You sound like
but see, that's a bullshit mindset. That works for that works for other communities. But when you talking about preserving us as a people, we got to get out there.
We also got to.
Let me ask you a question though.
Everything is justified by money. I'm making money. That's why.
Going off of that historical side, let me ask you a question, because this does make kind of sense. When you have something like that, and say if there is a row of homes that are under that historical umbrella, now you can't have, your common local neighborhood contractor come in. Now you got to hire specialists.
Yeah.
To come in. And that, believe me, I don't want to be stereotypical, but the specialists don't be looking like us.
It depends on where you at, because look here, everybody that does work on my home look like me, bro. So that goes back to where you got to look for those people. They're out there. There are black contractors that can do that type of work. You got to make a concerted effort to look for those black contractors.
Nah, for real. That's another thing. It's a shortage in the trades, and I suffer with that because we try to hire people all the time. And as far as why black people don't do it, a lot of black people don't go outside of their sphere of influence. Fortunately, being from New York, we got a little bit of mix and bowl culture, and probably some cities are like that. Like the cats I deal with, I've been dealing with them for some years now. They're out at Crown Heights. I just bumped into a dude, whatever. And hey, what you do, XYZ, hey, I'm looking for somebody like that. And that's how that shit is. These Jews, they have no interest in buying a mega mansion nowhere else. They run probably $7 billion worth of assets right now from 5 years. And they ain't sell no records.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna end on that. I like y'all. That's why I didn't say nothing, but I like to hear y'all fellas dialogue a little bit. Y'all see, y'all don't too much say nothing when y'all get caught up in it. I'm listening.
I'm about to say, Tilly, you better not fall asleep on your own live, goddammit.
Yeah, we're gonna continue this over. Who got the live?
I don't know who got the live, but I
think RGG got the next one.
Oh yeah, he do. I don't think y'all ain't gonna be able to free.
Nah, we ain't gonna. This ain't what we talking about tonight.
Yeah. Skilly said, RGG ain't cool like me and shit.
Yo, anyway, man, they need to stop we need to have a positive influence on these kids, doing their art form, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. And that's why I like doing this, man. Get especially us brothers. And I want to bring this to y'all attention. In the next coming weeks, I'm going to do a Father's edition.
Let's get
I'm going to dedicate it to us. So I'm Hot Tub Tony, you definitely won. Zach, I want you one. So I'm gonna end up paying the little thing, so I get a couple more fathers on here. I'm already talked to Billy.
Hey, reach out to Coy too, man.
Official.
I know he'll jump on.
Yep, and Coy's still in here, I think.
One thing, Hot Tub. One thing.
Mm-hmm. Diego, what up?
1-5 kills 3,000.
Wait, what up? What's popping?
Hey, Skilly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram, man. We're gonna get you straight with that StreamYard or whatever. All right. I got you, man. Don't worry about it. I got you.
All right.
He got that bazooka bubblegum StreamYard. he got that free candy off the ice cream
first. But now that I see that a couple episodes in, I was gonna go ahead and do it. But I want to make sure it worked pretty good before I get to paying some money.
You know it worked pretty good because everybody uses it. Invest in yourself, invest in yourself.
Right.
Sound like
you got to bet on you to win.
Spent all the bread on the Chris Vector.
Right, exactly.
Spend on the guns, man. Invest in yourself. Invest in your channel. This is your investment.
But see, look, y'all. I got all that. See, I got the cameras. You know,
stop flossing, man. Get out of here. Nobody wants to see that.
You got that 10 mil ammo for the Chris Vector, man?
Huh?
You got the 10 mil ammo for the Chris Vector?
Yeah, I got the ammo, man. It's just
then you can pay for a year StreamYard then.
It is.
Yeah. My son, man, I'm dealing with him, man. Just trying to get him together. Y'all know what happened between what he did this week.
It'll be all right, man. Take your time. You
know
know
we praying for you too, man.
Ain't no manual come with this, man.
Nah, it don't.
And you can't take them back to the store either.
That's right. I've been asking my wife a long time. When that little boy going back? He ain't going back.
I don't think you want him to go back now.
No, I don't.
Hey man, it might ruin your good time now.
Kids, man. I call them Walmart kids.
You ain't gonna be able to put in the buck after that. I'm trying to tell you, man, you ain't gonna fit.
Not a bit.
Not a bit. Now you better watch what you ask for, because you're gonna go back and they ain't gonna be yours no more. He gonna get in there and say, I'm home now. Knock on the door all you want, you ain't coming in here.
I'm gonna say this before we go. If anybody needs any type of advice in the chat, on the panel, whatever, if you need any advice on anything, it don't matter what it is, go ahead, go in your bathroom, go to the mirror and say Hot Tub Tony 3 times.
Well, with that being said, man, I do appreciate you guys coming on, chopping it up with me, man. I do want to say today was pretty much a good therapy for me, man.
Good.
And kind of get my mind off the situation with my son a little bit. So I do appreciate you guys. Y'all been a big help. Tony calling me, of course, Billy, Zach, hitting me with the Instagram to make sure I'm good. Carbon Q, thank you. She called me the other day and kind of wrapped me up a little bit. You know how that is. And I just thank you guys, man. Y'all just don't know how much of help y'all been to me this week and trying to figure this thing out, brothers.
Definitely.
Man, that's what we here for, bro.
That's what we're supposed to do. That's right.
Hold each other up, man.
I appreciate you guys, man. All Black Poindexter as well. A couple more guys. Thank you guys for checking in with me, being shooting. All you guys, man. I do appreciate y'all. Y'all know that this week has been a stress for me, but also has been a reward because he did come home. He did catch that bus to get his boy home. He just didn't feel like coming home, but he did the necessary steps for me to go get him. And I thank God for that, man. Because I beat myself up this week. What if he didn't catch that bus? And I keep asking myself that question. And it keeps, every time I'm silent, that comes to mind.
Ain't nothing wrong being introspective, man, and looking to see if there's something that I need to improve or something I need to do to make this better. Ain't a damn thing wrong with that. Matter of fact, that's smart.
Self accountability, bro.
That's right.
Because you're gonna look back at it later on, man. I mean, we all sit there, you know, and there's things that we should do as parents or whatever. And when we look back later on, it's like, damn, I wish I would have done this, or you know, all we can do is the best, man. That's it. You know?
That is.
You know what? Yesterday, before I left to go to work, he wanted to play Pokemon cards. So I normally when my kids are interested in something, I go get it. So I got my own little thing of Pokemon cards. My wife said he called my mother and told my mother he was very happy with that little time he spent with me yesterday. So, man, everything is looking good, man. I do appreciate you fellas, man. Y'all just don't know.
Skilly, is he coming to Nashville?
I'm going to go and bring him, man. I got to.
Yeah.
I got to bring him now.
Yo, it's going down. Lil Zach, Lil Jamal, it's going down. Alex.
Lil Zach going to be there.
His PlayStation and his Pokemon cards is popping off.
Okay, I'll let him know to bring them.
Oh, hey,
I'll make sure Zach bring his Pokemon cards too then.
Skilly.
Yeah.
Keep that sugar off his grits.
That's right.
Fucking right.
You dirty motherfucker.
Hang up like that. Oh, right, you got me. Oh, Ray gonna hang up on me too. Dang, that's that, right? Man, y'all be blessed, man. Have a great week.
Yes, sir.
I really want to say I do appreciate you guys, man, from the bottom of my heart. You know what I'm saying, in this situation, but everything's looking good. He's about to start playing football again, so we took him to his first football practice. Besides his school, so everything's looking good. You know,
good deal.
Looking good.
Good deal.
Yeah, well, y'all be blessed. Keep your mental, and because I was struggling with that this week. But keep your mental healthy, man. You got to stay in order to be right. Your mental got to be healthy. So I do preach that with my kids. Make sure your mental is healthy. Make sure you, like you said, positive people around you. No meat. You know, no yes boys. I can't stand a yes boy. So, man, I'm just about trying to teach my children how to do it the right way. But like I said, thank you guys. Love you guys. Hop over to RGG. I don't think I'm doing anything next week and the week after because I'm gonna dedicate these next 2 weeks towards my son and kind of, ramping up our relationship a little bit heavy. So I might not be on the next 2 Sundays, and I might not be on social media after the night with RWG just to kind of get my head clear and kind of focus on me and my son. So, but if y'all want to hit me up IG. I will be. I keep that out. Some of y'all do got my personal number. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying. But if you want to get with me, Hot Tub Tony, did I send you my number on IG?
Yeah, you remember I called you on it.
That's right. So
yeah, I need your number too, man. Hit me on IG. Send it.
Okay, I'll send it. So if you want to hit me up the next 2 weeks, you can hit me up on the telephone. But I think I'm gonna focus on me and my son for the next 2 weeks. He's actually out of school this week, so that makes it even perfect. So I think especially this week, I'm gonna be ramping it towards him 90% of my time when I'm not at work. So, but I'm gonna be good. If you need me, call me. But as far as social media, I think I'm gonna be off this week by them being out of school this whole week. So
good deal.
But I love you guys, man. Thank you so much.
All right, bro. Like you too, man.
Later. I'll be hip hop group of all time.
Everybody getting their shots in.
All right, peace.
All right, Billy.